So this is the first spooky stream of October, and I am very excited. I was almost more excited for this than I was my wedding. Don't tell my husband. But yeah, I got a new microphone and a soundboard, which is what you can see reflected in my glasses. So I'm very excited. But let's go ahead and hop right into the spooky stuff. And today we are starting with Iwu. Third grade teacher gets charged with horrifying crime. I have been fighting to not see anyone else react to this so that I could react to it first before I saw other people. So we're going to hop right in, and I am very excited about this.
Was he laying here in bed and you moved him over off the ground?
And when I got up,
and that's when I saw the blood, and he goes like this. I said, "What did you do? What did you do?"
I'm sorry, I didn't. I failed. I'm sorry. I didn't. Change his name.
This is what got me hella confused.
Okay.
If I was you, I'd be like, why would you clean him up? I mean, that's one thing I think is kind of little,
On November 29, 2020, police are called to the home of a distressed woman in Farmington, New Mexico, following a horrific discovery. Her husband has died. Right away, his injuries raise chilling questions, and investigators are left with the daunting task of uncovering the truth about his demise.
I'm just going to say this now, since everybody's recording. If you ever find me with multiple stab wounds in my chest, I didn't do it myself.
The following is based on official police records, and some of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On the morning of November 29, 2020, around 5:40 a.m., authorities respond to a 911 call made by 47-year-old Heather Fernandez Hofer, a third-grade teacher, to report the death of her 49-year-old husband, Robert Hofer. Officers find her waiting for them outside her home.
Where is he, ma'am? Keep the door open, we have an officer coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, did you see what happened? Where's the blood coming from on him? On his chest?
And I fell asleep on the couch, and I came in here, and he was on the floor.
Here, I'm gonna leave this.
That is the fakest cry I've ever heard. Like, it definitely sounds forced.
door.
Ma'am, can you watch eyes and check his pulse?
He's cold.
He's cold.
Oh yeah, he's dead. Okay. Did somebody say she cleaned him? I don't want to jump ahead, but that's what it sounded like, as somebody was like, why did she clean him? That's weird.
Old.
When did you last see him?
About 3, and I came in just now, and I guess he got his razor out. I don't know what he did. I don't know.
You have any medical conditions, or what was he suffering from?
I don't know.
I don't think medical conditions make you bleed from your chest. Just gonna throw that out there.
But earlier we were hanging out in his computer room, and he wanted to fly, and I made him fly. And then I brought him to bed, and he's like, it hurts.
His chest?
And I took his shirt off, and I don't know where I took it off, and I tried to clean it.
It's okay. Do you want to have a seat for me? I know what he cut himself with.
He said one of the steak knives, but I couldn't have
Okay, let's not go reaching around. I just don't want you to get hurt, ma'am, in case it's sitting around here.
Say again.
I don't want you reaching around just in case you get cut, okay?
She wanted to grab it so that they could be like, oh, well, she touched it. So it has her prints on it.
Was he suicidal?
Not that I know of.
Was he laying here in bed and he was over off the ground?
Oh, and when I got up.
No, the lacerations I'm seeing are deep enough and have a lot of...
They are not preserving this scene very well. Like, there's just a bunch of people in here. It's a very small room. And then they've got her moving around, touching stuff. Like, get her out of there. And you also get out of there. The minute you knew he was dead, why didn't you preserve this scene? This will make it harder to get a conviction. Get out of the room. Jesus.
blood protruding, but...
It's the thing. It's not. They were deep. They're not deep enough to kill him.
What medication does he take, ma'am? Or this is medication up here?
I don't want him to be like that, and I know he's...
We're gonna take care of him. We're gonna respect him, and we're gonna take care of him for you.
There's a whole lot more.
How much you want to bet he's on blood thinners? Because if the wounds weren't deep enough, then more than likely the reason he would have bled a lot or died is because of blood thinners. His blood wouldn't clot.
So it's OMI for that. Okay.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I don't know.
It's okay.
We're going to have somebody come and look at him, but we're going to try and move him to a more accessible place. Is there any way that I can get you to step out and we're going to end up coming out that way? Or do you want to wait until we move him? It's up to you. You can stay with him. It's just...
She should not stay with him. Whether this is a death investigation, it doesn't matter if you think there was foul play or not. The first thing you should do is get out, get away from the scene, preserve it for the detectives and the crime scene investigators. You should not be in there. She should not be in there. Somebody has died. You treat it like foul play until you know it's not. This is negligence. This is why the JonBenet Ramsey case was never solved. Because guess what? They thought it was a kidnapping, so they didn't preserve the scene, and then she was found on site dead because of negligence of police officers. And this happens so often. It's like, why do we even try? What are you hired for if not to preserve these scenes?
Man, we can't cover him with a blanket, unfortunately.
We're going to have to move him out because...
Oh my God, get her out of there. Why is she trying to cover him with a blanket? Oh my God.
Oh, our medical examiners are going to examine him, okay?
Eventually, the officers are able to move Heather from the room. Due to the location of Robert's body, the officers decide to use a blanket to shift him so there's easier access to the door, a choice they may soon come to regret.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be moving him. What is wrong with you? You shouldn't be moving him. Oh my God. This is infuriating. You do not touch the body. I hope they get fucking screamed at. This is crazy. You were ruining the scene. Has no one seen CSI? Like, there was one where they had like blood all over the house, so they had to step on these little things, and they have booties that they have to wear, and you have to preserve it. You can't be walking around in there with your shoes and all your dirt and particulates and everything in there. You're ruining it. What is wrong with you people? And then on top of it, you have this woman just sitting in there touching all the evidence and then trying to put a blanket over him. And oh my God, you people need to get the fuck out of this room.
Got him out of the door, they can come in.
As one of the officers takes a closer look at Robert's body, they make a shocking discovery, now realizing that this case is far more serious than they first believed.
Is it deep?
Actually, that one is pretty decent.
Like a puncture, huh?
Yeah, like 2 punctures.
Damn it.
That's a puncture. That's a puncture. That's a puncture.
Oh man, we might have to call detectives, call Sarge.
This is why you don't move the body. It is now a murder. And you should have left his body the fuck alone. This is why if I die, I'm not trusting any police officers. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. My best friend, I have like dossiers of stuff, information, things that people need to know. There are no secrets. That way if I die, everybody knows who to go talk to. Because the incompetence here is crazy. It's almost like you're doing it on purpose. And even then, oh my God, even if it was on purpose, this is just pathetic.
Yeah.
I know he's big.
He's gonna need you more.
Okay. I'll be back, okay, Heather?
He's gonna need your help. Your husband is dead. Why are you laughing? Anyway.
We might have to call detectives.
Yeah, I will. Close the door. Okay. Hey, look, people, once we're gonna figure out.
After notifying the sergeant about their discovery, the other residents of the home are informed about Robert's passing. Heather's 28-year-old son, Tyler Hartzell, emerges from a back bedroom he shares with his girlfriend, Elizabeth Pinto, and their 2 children, including a 6-day-old baby.
I'm sorry. So your son, his girlfriend, and their 2 kids also live here? The police, this couldn't have been a quiet thing. What happened? How did these 4 other people not hear whatever happened between these 2? Also, he has a different name, so I am assuming she was married another time, and this isn't his dad, this is his stepdad. I'm assuming.
Give my mom a hug. Yeah, absolutely. You can see I'm with. Oh, mama, mama, mama. Oh, mama.
She was just laughing 2 seconds ago, and now she's crying? What the fuck? Okay. Alright, you were just laughing, like, not even a second ago.
I'm right here, okay? Let go. Love you, Mom. I love you, Mama. Well, breathe, okay? I need you to breathe. I know it sucks, but come on. Come on, Mama. Some big breaths with me, okay? Big breaths. I'm gonna make you some coffee. Or you need anything, Mama?
Now that was more of a natural thing. Like, laughing in response to that. Because of the absurdity. When my mom passed, we all had to find some kind of humor, and those were the laughs that we had. That's more normal when somebody dies than her, he's gonna need your help giggle. That was weird.
Let's smoke a cigarette so she calm down.
Yes, outside, sir. Yeah, I have to brush my teeth. Sorry.
We're just gonna follow you around everywhere.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't care.
When detectives arrive at the home, the investigation into Robert's unusual death begins in earnest, starting with requesting permission to search the residence.
Are you okay to give?
So,
Our
That's
purpose,
fine.
because of what
That's-
because
yeah.
of the circumstances, these
Right.
are this isn't abnormal. Okay, this isn't
Alright.
a normal death. So we want to
this is not
make
a
sure.
normal death? No.
Well, no, right.
No.
This is not right. So this is what we're trying to say is that you have rights. Okay.
Right. You guys are.
Okay.
But I have to throw a little disclaimer out.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
My big kids are potheads.
That's okay. Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
interested in any of that.
I just had to. I had to. You know,
No,
that was the
that's-
whole look
yeah.
on my face.
Yeah.
You know, I know you guys have to find everything and search everything, but
Yeah. We're not concerned with that.
However, soon after Heather gives her consent to search the house, the officers make a concerning discovery, the details of which will come to light later. For now, they realize that nothing is quite as it seems, and they ask Heather, her son Tyler, and his girlfriend Elizabeth to head down to the Farmington police station. A convoluted story will soon emerge, leaving the detectives with the difficult task of uncovering the truth.
Ooh, Mary Kay. I'm gonna call it right now. I don't think that her husband stabbed himself. All right, there's like people have done it before. It's hard to imagine somebody being able to do something like that over and over and over again. Because it says that they're saying that there are 3 deep puncture wounds. It's very hard to do that to yourself, you know? It's so interesting now that we have body cams, the way that we can see these investigations unravel is so much more in depth now. Oh, she did it for sure. For sure. I'm don't doubt it for a minute. Nobody stabs himself repeatedly. And then she even said that she cleaned him up. I'm gonna bet right now that he was probably on blood thinners, that even though most of them weren't deep, 3 were deep, but even then the blood thinners probably, his blood it won't clot, so it just kept running.
So, based on everything that we've looked at so far, I want.
Something you're gonna do to me because I only have 4 mods. Is that it? We're on Twitch, so they're gonna think you mean moderators and not mods for my Sims game. I know it's you. All right, back to murder. Next we have ghost videos, so I'm very excited about those.
I wanted to just interview you further. I think it's appropriate that I advise you of your rights. Okay.
I'm
So
not
what?
being charged with anything.
You're not being charged with anything. We don't have any charges against you. But again, I'm here. I've got to find out what happened. Okay. And
He needs to give you have to read Miranda rights before you take a statement, because they're going to be asking you questions. People get that wrong a lot. They think, oh, if you arrest me, you have to give me Miranda rights. No, I can arrest you and put you in the car and not talk to you. I can arrest you, put you in the car and not talk to you. And because I'm not talking to you, you are not technically being questioned. So I put you in the car, I ask if you want to talk to me. You say no, we don't talk. I take you. That's how it works. People, these body cams see it a lot, especially if it's like they get pulled over and they act crazy. And then they're like, you didn't ask me, you didn't give me Miranda, I get to leave. That only works in TV shows and on movies. In reality, you were given Miranda at the jail right before you were interviewed. That's how it works. And if you accept, you understand Miranda, then they ask you questions. If you say you don't understand it, they can only explain it to you over and over again, specifically what is on that paper. And if you say, well, I don't understand, then they can't ask you any questions. They just put you back in a cell. You don't get to leave. People think that if I keep denying Miranda, I get to leave. That's not how it works. Sorry. Not how it works.
In order to do that, I have to be more thorough in my questioning.
After agreeing to waive her right,
Yeah, they don't know the difference between detained and arrested. And you can be detained for up to 72 hours before they have to put in an official arrest for you. And it gets even worse if you refuse to identify yourself. Because then you can wait an extra 24 hours before they even know your name. Which has happened to so many people. Because they think they're getting one over on the comps, when in reality they're just screwing themselves. Yeah, they won't feed you, or they'll only give you like small amounts of food, and then they'll fingerprint you and put that through the DMV system to get your name and information. Or they'll just go through your belongings and find it in your wallet.
Heather gives some background about her relationship with Robert. Heather works as a third-grade teacher and at the local library. It was there that she met Robert about a year ago. The two had just married on September 5th, 2020, around 12 weeks earlier. Heather then begins.
They were newlyweds, and why would she kill him? You just got married. What could he have done? He put up with you, your pothead son, and your son's girlfriend, and your two grandkids all living there. He was annoying. Like, they got married 12 weeks ago. That girl gave birth 6 weeks ago. I'm gonna say right now, he probably didn't like living with a screaming newborn and a couple potheads.
To recount the events of the evening, beginning with her and Robert spending time together while he played the video game Fallout. She says the
That's fair. My husband doesn't climb into bed with me very often. We have separate schedules. Separate sleep schedules. He gets up at the ass crack of dawn. This is the house. This is the computer room. I want you to notice the floor. Also, there's sunflower seeds. You can tell that these are the new ones. And then down here are where he split the shells. So he's just spitting shells out into this container. Slippery, yeah. I'm coining it now. But this, ooh. Also, he was playing Fallout on one screen? What is all this? And a Canada Dry? I think that this is one of those weird water bottles that comes in the metal. No.
The only time she left his side that night was to warm him up some pie.
We did have a drink.
Okay. What did you have to drink?
Gin and ginger ale.
Okay, both of you?
Yes.
Just one drink?
Mm-hmm.
Each of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys, at some point, did you move from the office to the? Did he move from the office to the bedroom? What happened?
Yes,
Okay.
I walked his.
Power milk.
walked him over to the bedroom, okay, from the office. And you said something to the effect that he was complaining of some pain.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Describe that.
Oh, she made him a drink. What if she tried to poison the drink and that's why he was complaining of chest pain, but it wasn't happening fast enough, so she just stabbed him and killed him? I wonder if that's what it is.
Again.
It's just, it hurts. I'm like, what?
Uh-huh.
You know, because one day it's his elbow, and one day it's this. You know, he kind of, you know.
Okay.
So I was like, what hurts? What hurts?
And did he tell you?
Hey, you know what? Negging your dead husband probably isn't a good look in an interrogation. Like, saying, oh, one day his elbow hurts, one day this hurts. Yeah, you're just complaining about him. He's dead. Don't complain about the dead guy in the interrogation about his murder. He was a whiner. He was a whiner, but you should not be telling people that. You shouldn't be, oh, that's my husband. He's amazing and I love him so much. He's so wonderful. He takes such good care of me. Anything. Yeah, don't be complaining about the guy you killed. You need to make him sound like a fucking saint and that you loved literally everything he did. Also, for the love of God, do not go into an interrogation or an interview without a lawyer. I know that I shouldn't be giving advice to criminals, but never go into these things without a lawyer. It's just dumb. Also, I don't like that they put her next to the door to leave. You always want to put the suspect in the corner so they feel trapped and block them from the door so that they know that you've got them. You know? It's like a psychological thing. Yeah. I mean, sometimes if you have a good enough lawyer and you deny or don't say anything and then they have to make up what happened on their own, it becomes a much more difficult thing for them to do. Because trying to prove somebody's committed a murder is a lot harder than knowing that they did it. So you're trying to do it from nothing. Yeah. I just feel like they should be trying harder to make them look more uncomfortable. And that's what they usually do, especially for men. They want them to be as uncomfortable as possible. You give them the wobbly chair, you make them wait for hours, you put them in the corner, you have a lot of people there. Yeah, it's like if they have to prove it with nothing, it can come out that they don't think that you did it. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jodi Arias took photos of the body, like literally of herself murdering him, and she was like, I didn't do it, and they were like, you're crazy. She also did handstands in her interrogation, which was hilarious. Yeah, the worry and the panic of them knowing they committed a murder and sitting in the interrogation room would make them worse. Which is what they did to Jodi, which is why she did handstands, because she had so much nervous energy she couldn't work it out. So she was doing handstands and like singing to herself. It was so weird.
You?
Not at that time, no.
Okay, he just says it hurts. See, was he pointing to anything when he said it hurts? Okay, and you didn't inquire any further than what you just said? You
Yeah.
asked him and he didn't explain?
He didn't explain.
Okay.
Instead of joining her husband in bed, Heather went out to the couch to scroll on her phone before returning to the bedroom to use the bathroom.
And what happened then?
And that's when I saw the blood.
And was he awake or sleeping when you saw the blood?
He was awake because it's like, it hurt. Again, he said that's when he said it hurt again. And I took his shirt off, which you guys have, the shirt and the jacket.
The location of Robert's shirt had been brought up earlier by the initial officers on the scene. At first, Heather couldn't remember where she put the shirt before cleaning Robert's wounds.
But we can't really go touching anything or moving around clothes, okay?
Why? They just told her to not move stuff around. But I'm going to tell you right now, she moved stuff. Yeah, where did the blood come from? From stab wounds. Did she think he was trying to dig for the problem? Is that what she was trying to say? He said it hurt, so he tried to dig out whatever hurt? That doesn't make any sense. That's psychotic.
At this point? But you said you took it off of him before he went back to bed? Okay, so Heather, like I said, we don't need to dig around. If you know where it's at, we'll just...
Heather, we'll just wait in the kitchen.
I feel like that...
Why are you letting her walk? This black box is his body, and she's just stepping over it. And then the cops are in there, in their outside shoes, just walking around. Yeah, it's like... Why did you let her walk in here? And then she was like, he's cold. Yeah, he's cold. Because he's dead. Because you killed him.
That's probably
That's
it.
his.
Okay, we'll go ahead and look at it, and we'll pull it out when detectives get here, okay, Heather?
We'll just wait in the kitchen, okay, ma'am?
Heather? We're just gonna step out this way.
And then there's a fucking cat in here crawling all over his body. Yeah, that's his body right here. This black box is where he's laying dead. They had to censor it, of course, because it's YouTube, but she's just walking around over his body, just stepping over him. And then the fucking cat's in here. You've got these officers just standing over him. Yeah, the cat. So there's cat hair everywhere, and oh my god. I hate this a lot. I hate it a lot. And even earlier, it's like, once you know it's a death investigation, everyone goes outside. No one touches anything. We put up crime scene tape. Nobody touches anything. You people are morons. I hope that these cops got rid of the riot act for being so stupid.
Okay? I think that's probably gonna be it, but we're not gonna touch anything, okay?
I can't remember the shirt.
That's okay.
That's okay. That's the shirt. I'll just put it on the bed, that's fine.
And I cleaned him up.
Why did you clean him up? Why do you keep telling people that? You just clean all the blood off of him? Exactly. Because you don't do that. But they let her sit in here. She tried to put a blanket over him. Yes. She was also looking for the knife. He said it was a steak knife. And then she was looking for it on the bed. I said, because she wanted to touch it in front of you, the police officers. So when you found her fingerprints on it, you couldn't say if it was before the crime or after. That's why. They just let her all through it. And then they're standing there, and then his body was originally, hi, I'm good. But his body was originally like up against the door. So they moved his body to get to the scene. And that's when they noticed that he had a bunch of stab wounds in his chest. So, no. This is the first stream of October. Okay. I can't look at it right now.
And I'm like, what did you do? What did you do?
Uh-huh. And what did he say?
He used the steak knife.
He said that?
Yeah.
Yet when deputies first arrived on the scene, Heather speculated about what Robert may have used.
I guess he had gotten his razor out. I don't know what he did.
So it's like, if you were to do your...
So one minute she knew how he did it, and then the next she was like, maybe it was this, maybe it was that.
your best to quote what he said to you. What exactly did he say to you at that point? He's saying it hurts, and you said, what did you do?
Yeah.
And then what did he say?
And that's when I saw the blood.
Okay.
And he goes like this. I said, what did you do? What did you do? And he, does the whole gesture.
Uh-huh.
And when, where, what? And that's when he said he's the steak knife.
Okay.
So either he told you how he did it or he didn't tell you. I don't think he told her. I don't think he did. Because he didn't do it. He probably said, ow, ow, why are you stabbing me with the steak knife? Yeah, I'll check out your stuff after stream. Because I don't even have my phone with me right now.
When do you think this happened? When do you think that the lacerations occurred? When do you think?
Had to be before he went to bed around 11 or midnight.
So sometime like after pie and sometime before bed?
Yeah.
Okay. But to be clear, you didn't see him do this?
I didn't see him.
The last thing he got was pie. So at least he got to eat the pie before she stabbed him.
I didn't see him do it.
Okay.
With Heather unable to say when Robert's injuries occurred, detectives also questioned the other two adults in the home, starting with Heather's son Tyler. His testimony will eventually prove to be the most enlightening, but likely not in the way anyone anticipated. Tyler explains that in March he suffered a traumatic brain injury when he fell off a longboard and now takes medication at night, which he says knocks him out completely.
Wait. He had a TBI from falling off a longboard. This is why I told my husband skateboarding was a bad idea. I'm gonna show him this now. I'm gonna be like, look at that. We could have 2 kids and you could get a traumatic brain injury and had to live with my parents. Well, my dad. Because my mom's dead. Also, my dad's in jail, so probably my stepdad. Oh my god.
I don't know what happened when I went to bed, if I think I started arguing. I'm not saying my mom's guilty, don't think I am, but I, of course, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't think she did it when I don't know what happened, you know?
With this interesting beginning to Tyler's interview, investigators ask him about the dynamics of his mother's relationship with Robert.
How are things between your mom and Robert? They've always been really good, you know, like, every time, like, even if I'd start getting frustrated with my mom about something, Robert would always come and defend her, and he'd be like, she's my wife, so, like, I have to do what she wants, you know? And they were always really cool. I never heard them fight. I never even had the, like, I think they're fighting, or none of that really ever happened. They're really sexual though. I know that because me and my mom broke out that kind of relationship. She was.
Ew. What? Why do you know about your mom's sex life, you little weirdo? Ew. That's so creepy. Whoa. That makes me feel icky, knowing that. Knowing that you know that. Ew.
Saying like, when they search my house, they're gonna find some stuff. And I was like, oh, mama. She's like, oh, I'm a Toys R Us kid. I'm like, oh, okay.
Investigators also spoke with Elizabeth, Tyler's girlfriend, and she shared her thoughts about Heather and Robert's relationship.
To kind of go off of that, how would they treat each other?
Really good. Like they'd be together all the time, and you know, they always had a really good time with whatever they were doing.
Elizabeth, Tyler, and their 2 small children had moved into Heather and Robert's house in September, about 2 months earlier. Heather was financially supporting her son and his children, along with Robert, who had lost his job at the library due to COVID. He'd previously worked as a nuclear operator on submarines during his time with the Navy.
Okay, so they got married in September. Her son, his girlfriend, and 2 kids move in September. That is a recipe for some bullshit. I'm just telling you. Moving in 2 kids with newlywed, like, one of them, they just had a baby like 6 weeks ago. Or 6 days ago? I don't know. This is a very newborn baby. Then another kid. Then 2 adults who smoke pot and have nothing to do. And then this man who's at home all day and has nothing to do. He probably was there all day long complaining about them kids. Complaining.
In an EWU exclusive interview, Sonia, Robert's sister, gave some insight into how Tyler and Elizabeth ended up living with Heather and Robert.
When he realized that Tyler's girlfriend was several months pregnant and they didn't have transportation, she needed to go to doctor's appointments, and so Robert talked Heather into them going down to Albuquerque and moving Tyler and his girlfriend to Farmington to live with them.
What has it been like? What's been the atmosphere?
So wait, Robert wanted them to move in? They didn't have a car or anything? And she was pregnant and no one thought that was a concern until Robert brought it up?
It's pretty good. They're just all. It's kind of like a honeymoon thing. Like they're all over each other, but they've also been like that since they got together and has relationships.
You know, you mentioned kind of honeymoonish, so
yeah.
You know that usually doesn't entail any arguing. Have you noticed any arguing or anything like that?
Not really.
Okay.
You know, occasional. Why she put that there, or simple little things like that. But I've never really seen them actually argue and get mad at each other.
Okay.
Back in her interview, Heather describes Robert's wounds, which she examined after removing his shirt and cleaning them.
Were they bleeding? And I know this is hard, but I gotta ask the hard questions. How bad were they bleeding when you saw them?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
When you mean not bad, was there just a little bit of blood coming out, or were they bleeding at all, or
Just a little bit of blood. That's how it
just kind of oozing out a little bit, or just kind of slowly coming out, but not squirting? Yeah, okay, nothing like that? Okay. So he was bleeding, okay.
And you guys saw the blood on the bed.
Yeah.
There's
not a lot of blood on
That's
that.
not a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Heather wasn't the only one to believe that Robert's wounds weren't serious, at least at first.
Me and my up. He was lying right here. Door was cracked about this much for us to walk in over him. And then the wounds look super superficial. Like bare scratches. Okay.
The investigators currently at Heather's house at the same time that her interview was taking place also noted that there wasn't very much blood in the bedroom.
I don't know how you get face down here.
With no blood?
Right, because to move, you have to be what?
Alive.
Alive,
And
right?
moving.
And if you're alive and you're now face down, what are you going to do? Bleed.
You're gonna bleed.
Right? So I don't know how you get from the bed alive,
that.
here, dead, face down,
And
with no blood anywhere.
The mystery of the lack of blood would eventually be solved. But for now, Heather continues with the timeline of events. It's soon that the first concerning discrepancy emerges.
You mentioned that since he had wet the bed, you weren't going to sleep in the bed.
No, I went back to the couch.
Went back to the couch.
Heather had mentioned Robert wetting the bed earlier while waiting for detectives to arrive.
So then you went back to sleep on the sofa again?
On the sofa. Yeah, because he peed. Sorry.
He peed in the bed.
Yes.
Is that normal for him?
No.
No.
I was mad. Sorry, bad words. Truth comes out. I ain't laying in the piss bed.
How did you find him when you went in there at 5?
He was face down.
Okay.
He was, the school laptop that was in there.
Uh-huh.
He was his face down on there.
So his face was on that? Okay.
Yeah. And he was on the ground, of course. So I rolled him over.
Uh-huh.
And
take your time. You're fine. Too.
he had puked.
Okay.
And I says, obviously.
According to police documents, they never located any vomit in the bedroom. Heather has also made it clear that she discovered Robert unresponsive on the ground around 5 a.m. But in Elizabeth's interview, she recounts hearing something that may put this claim in question.
Well, I wake up with the baby and everything, and so that was up a couple times throughout the night. I didn't hear anything, and then I think around 4:30 or 5. I'm not exactly too sure the time.
4:30 or 5? Okay.
It was about that time.
Okay.
I heard Heather crying, and she called somebody. I'm pretty sure she called the U.S.
Elizabeth recalls hearing crying sometime before Heather's 911 call, which came in at 5:42 a.m., begging the question, is the timeline wrong, or is something missing from Heather's story?
And since the time you have known him, or that you've been with him, he's made no mention of any suicide, or he's had no suicidal tendencies or ideations?
Yeah, she was crying because she killed him. That's what it is. She's crying because she killed him.
No.
He hasn't been...
not since we've been together, no.
And he's not on any medication for depression or anything like that?
No.
That you know of? Okay.
In his interview, Tyler shared something similar.
So he's never made comments to you about him wanting to hurt himself recently, and you didn't see anything unusual in the last couple of days?
No.
Okay.
No argument, no fight or anything like that? Okay.
That's why I don't understand. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
You know, just like when we were eating and we're talking and he's like, I finally found my person. Well, you married me and he has Asperger's. Well,
Yeah.
Asperger's, right?
Yeah.
And I love you, you know?
Yeah.
And we were talking about how, like, we finally found our person.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know.
Would you say he seemed happy last night going to bed? There was no issues?
He's been happy.
Okay.
He's been so happy.
It seems Robert's sister Sonia agreed with Heather about this.
I can tell you for sure that during the last 12 months of his life since he met Heather, that was the happiest period of his entire life.
Yeah, Mom. I didn't stay happy, clearly. It ended pretty brutally.
He was working at the Farmington Public Library, and a mutual friend introduced him to Heather. They hit it off, and it was just this amazing relationship.
During their investigation, authorities tracked down Robert's first wife, who shared that they'd remained in sporadic contact, occasionally messaging over Facebook. In fact, she'd received a concerning message from him about a year and a half earlier.
In 2019, he sends just this. I did not cut deep enough.
I'm making a mess.
So seeing this bothered me. And clearly,
that was in 2019, June of 2019.
Yes. If I had seen this,
Yeah.
I would have reached out to him. I mean, this was
Yeah.
bothersome to me.
Was that the last messages?
That's
too?
the last.
Interesting.
It says I didn't stab deep, or I didn't cut deep enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if he's cutting someone.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what he's cutting.
What he's cutting, yeah.
It doesn't say, like, you know, once I calm down a little bit and breathe
Yeah.
through it, I'm like, he's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been talking about, you know, cutting tomatoes.
Cooking or something.
Right.
Yeah.
With this odd final message from Robert in mind, the investigators ask his ex-wife about his mental health.
When you guys were together, was he ever depressed enough that he would talk about suicide or anything like that?
I would say that I think he probably did really suffer from depression, and like I said, like, he started drinking heavily, and he would call very sad and tearful. He never ever mentioned that he was going to hurt himself
Suicide
suicide, anything like that.
Tyler had also been aware of Robert's drinking.
Does he drink a lot? He drinks every night. How much do you see? From what you can see.
I've seen them drink 2/5 Crown Royal.
Who's they?
Him and my mom.
Oh, between each other?
Mm-hmm. He drinks a 5th of vodka pretty much every night, or a 12-pack of beer every day. I've never seen him go a day without drinking.
Somebody with those tendencies, losing their job during COVID accelerated a lot of people's addictions. Like, it made it worse for a lot of people because they had so much time on their hands. When you don't have something to do, you will slide back into self-destructive tendencies. I saw it happen a lot where I was during COVID. A lot of people just not able to keep a hold of themselves during this time when there was absolutely nothing to do and everything was shut down. And a lot of people found addiction during that time too, because there was nothing to do. So, just something to keep in mind.
When investigators accessed Heather's text messages, they revealed that she was more than aware of Robert's alcohol consumption. In one message, Heather wrote to Robert, "You know you can't be drinking because I can't take her tonight, right?" To which he replied, "Yes, dear." Another time, Robert told Heather that he felt terrible, and she replied, "I'm sure you did nothing but drink all day yesterday. What did you expect? You planning on drinking today?" On other occasions, Heather asked Robert to promise me no booze and to please take it easy. In her interview, Sonia, Robert's sister, also mentioned his struggles with alcohol.
All of those text messages, it sounded like she was getting tired of the drinking. Like, just stop. Please, no drinking today. But wanting Tyler and his girlfriend to move in, her being pregnant, her needing to go to frequent appointments, and then you drinking all day, and him with a TBI so he can't drive her, you aren't doing any of those people any favors. So now, if you're drunk all the time, this pregnant girl lives there who needs to go to doctor's appointments, her other kid, and your stepkid who has a traumatic brain injury. You're putting it all on her. Taking care of these people is all on her because you're drunk and useless. I would be upset about that too.
He struggled with alcoholism his entire life, and he always felt kind of socially on the outside, and the reason why is we are confident that he had undiagnosed Asperger's.
She also shared that Robert left the Navy and then worked at Fuji.
He was with that job for a while and then had a fallout from that job, and so then he moved back home and then just during those years, the alcoholism just really built up because he was so unhappy and not making progress in his life like he wanted.
The detective speaking with Heather won't confront her about this just yet and takes a break, returning with a new set of questions for her.
Now, you didn't see anything? He didn't make any mention to you?
No.
But, so that's telling me that something happened before he went to bed. This all would have had to have happened before he went to bed, if what you're telling me is true. Otherwise, there might be something else that we find out later that might be different. But from your statement alone, you're saying that it's pointing towards something happened probably in that office?
Probably.
Okay.
But like I told, I didn't see anything. I don't know when he did this. Sorry. I see nothing. I did not see him do this.
Okay.
Earlier, Heather had stated that there was only one time Robert was alone that evening before going to bed.
So he wanted pie.
Did you hear that? She said, I did not see him do this, with conviction. You know why she has so much conviction in that statement? Because he didn't do it. And she knows he didn't do it.
Yeah, who doesn't want pie?
Oh, hello. So you warmed him some pie.
Right.
Okay. And then he ate the pie?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he went to bed?
Heather says that the only time Robert could have hurt himself was while she was warming up the pie. However, this would mean that his injuries would have had to have gone unnoticed for hours prior to going to bed. As well, the steak knives are kept in the kitchen, and so she would have likely seen him grab one.
I'm a little concerned as well with why you first see his injuries and then don't do anything.
I didn't think they were that bad. I really don't. They didn't look deep.
Okay. But he's complaining that he's hurting prior to bed.
I didn't see him when he went to bed. That's the thing.
Though Heather is stating this now, it isn't what she said earlier.
And then he went to bed about 11 or midnight. That's about as far as you and I got earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happened after that?
And then he said, that's when he was like, it hurts. I was like, what are you talking about? It hurts. And I saw blood on him. And I took his shirt off, cleaned it up.
Since her questioning at the station began, Heather has stated that she cleaned Robert's wounds when she went into the bedroom around 3 a.m. However, initially she said she cleaned his wounds when he first went to bed. The deviations in her story only become more alarming from here.
Okay, but...
You know what I mean? I did not see him.
Right, you didn't see the injuries before bed, but you hear him...
Or anything.
Yeah, but you heard him complain. He said he was hurt, his chest hurt.
But he gets like that when he gets his migraines.
Right.
And,
So that's understood. But then when you went in the next time, and he says they're according to you, he says they're self-inflicted. In any case, that's cause for concern. Okay. Right. I would kind of liken it. I'm married. I also have kids. If anyone in my family, if I found that they stabbed themselves, if they said they stabbed themselves with a steak knife, I would be concerned. I would, one, because I would be concerned that they might have some injuries, okay? And even if they're superficial, my next concern would be, I don't want to leave them so that they can potentially harm themselves again or more. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That doesn't make sense to me.
I know.
So how do you explain that?
Honestly, I didn't think they were that bad. I didn't realize that they were as bad as they were. I didn't realize it.
Okay.
I didn't.
During her initial statement, Heather had explained her reasoning.
I didn't think it was that. I really didn't think it was that bad. Because the steak knife, you really can't. I didn't. They're not even like.
Sure.
And I didn't notice any of them missing or any of that. So I was like.
And what about the discussion, after he said he stabbed himself with the steak knife? What then? I mean, you just what happened?
I didn't see any steak knife missing. That's the thing.
But obviously he cut himself with something. What was? You didn't any further say, why are you doing this?
I didn't.
Let's get you some help.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I failed. I'm sorry. I didn't. I didn't.
The where
You felt that man when you stabbed him. Don't lie to me.
whereabouts of the steak knife was a main concern when detectives first arrived at Heather's home, and after she gave them permission to search for it, they made a startling discovery.
Where's that? In the kitchen.
And then put the rest of the knives.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe?
So wait. Wait. So she's trying to say that he stabbed himself. She put him to bed, cleaned up his wounds, put him to bed. Then what? She took the steak knife and put it back? None of this makes any sense. This is the most convoluted thing. This woman was teaching people? Teaching them what? She's a third grade teacher. But she couldn't even come up with a straight storyline? Okay.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Did we?
We haven't yet.
Okay. We're gonna pull everybody out. We're just gonna get a search warrant.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point.
So you want me to leave this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
For now, and we'll go from there.
I documented where it was at, so today.
Okay.
So, I guess I'm okay with them dragging up themselves, right?
Thank you.
I don't.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
Do we?
that was in with the rest of the knives.
Yeah, this was in with all the knives, so I started pulling from the top down.
That doesn't make sense either.
And it was.
Why would it be there?
Yeah.
They were stashed on with everything else. I can't tell, like, any ridge or anything, but just the depth of it. It's about there.
Yeah.
Because everything else there's clean.
Yeah.
I want you to notice something.
Pulling from the top down.
That doesn't make sense either.
And it was.
Why would it be there?
Yeah.
They were stashed on with everything else. I can't tell, like, any ridge or anything, but just the depth of
She's sitting right here. So they've literally pulled this knife out and figured it out, and she's sitting right there. Unbothered, uncared, uncaring, sorry. Just sitting there lying.
it. It's about there.
Yeah.
Because everything else there's clean.
Yeah.
It was this discovery that prompted the detectives to bring Heather, Tyler, and Elizabeth in for questioning. According to Tyler, Heather had been aware of this finding.
What did your mom tell you?
My mom said that he got stabbed, or he stabbed himself, something like that. But I don't know. We were on the way over here. She's like, I don't know what happened. He had some puncture wounds, and they found the knife, and he pissed himself. That's all I really remember.
She knew that they found the knife because she was sitting right there. She could see them talking. These cops really didn't try to hide anything. Like anything.
They found a knife? They found the knife in like the butcher block. So she told.
Remind me to never get murdered in Farmington, New Mexico, because these cops are awful. In case you were ever wondering why there are unsolved murders when it's very clear who the murderers are, this is why. This is how they conduct investigations. This is how. Oh boy.
And the other issue I have with that is why is there not a knife missing? Do you know what I'm saying? If he did this to himself,
right?
Why would he put a knife back?
I don't know. See, that's the thing is I don't know. I know I didn't do this.
Okay.
I did not do this. I love him. Love him. We were talking about how much, like, we're our people. We finally found home.
Yeah.
I found home.
Wait, it doesn't make any sense.
I know. I don't know.
Heather had made similar protestations when the first officers arrived at her house.
No, it's our normal procedure, okay? And I'm just gonna kind of warn you ahead of time. They're gonna probably collect your shirt and take pictures of you and your hands. Just because
I didn't do anything.
It's okay. It's just procedure.
I didn't do anything.
Well, let me step out for a second, and
Saying I didn't do anything over and over again doesn't make it true. Like, you can say it as much as you want, it doesn't make it true. Sorry.
we'll be right back. Let me talk to my supervisor and see what they think. Okay?
In Tyler's interview, he begins to share some of the doubts playing on his mind.
My mom was just broken. Like, I don't know what to do. She said she feels guilty. That's what she says. She feels guilty.
What did you ask her when she said that?
She just said it out of the blue.
Why did she feel guilty?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't ask her why she felt guilty?
I did, and I was like, well, Mom, if you feel guilty, bro, like, just tell me if you're guilty. You know, it's not like she did anything. But, yeah, that's what she said. She said that while we were in that room, all three of us together. I think she probably feels guilty because she didn't catch on to, like, if he was feeling some type of way. You know what I mean?
The detective returns to speak with Heather, this time ready for a confrontation.
Well, how do you again, partner?
Howdy. Okay, so a couple of things I didn't ask before too, just trying to think of things so I don't leave anything out. How come you didn't just go to bed with him and lay down and like look at do your social media and Facebook there in the bed? How come you didn't go to bed with him?
Well, because I have ruined many pairs of glasses laying down on my phone or reading a book, and I just got.
Okay.
I just really wasn't ready to go to bed.
Okay.
How's that for an answer?
Okay.
Earlier, Heather had an entirely different explanation about why she didn't get into bed with Robert.
On the sofa. Yeah, because he peed. Sorry.
He peed in the bed.
Yes.
Is that normal for him?
No.
No.
I was mad. Sorry, bad words.
Yep.
Truth comes out. I ain't laying in the piss bed.
The detective then returned.
They're gonna very easily be able to disprove that if there's no pee in the bed, which is probably why she changed her story.
Turns to the details of the timeline.
So explain to me. You said you cleaned him up?
Yeah. Well, I remember I took his shirt off. And I cleaned. They didn't, you know.
What was he saying at this point when you cleaned him up?
He wasn't saying anything.
But he was awake?
More or less. I mean,
What do you mean, more or less?
was he completely coherent? No. If that's what you're asking.
Okay. Were you concerned about that?
Well, he was asleep. You know what I mean?
Once again, Heather's initial statement comes back to haunt her.
Had he been asleep prior to saying anything, or is he kind of awake still?
He was awake.
Heather also clarifies that she'd used a washcloth to clean Robert's wounds, and the investigators soon discover it at the scene.
There is a washcloth in here, but there's not a lot of blood on it.
Well, it doesn't look like, this is not an absorbent.
No.
The detective's questioning then takes a turn.
What all is on those computers? You gaming? What else might be on there?
Oh yeah, there's gaming. You'll find some pictures
Like what are we talking about?
of us.
Like what do you mean? You have to explain that to me.
Fuck it. You gonna find pictures of him. Fuck it.
Are we talking like naked pictures?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Were you guys both into that type of thing?
Only with each other,
Okay.
obviously.
What types of things are we going to see on there?
So, like, what do you mean?
But we're adults. You can tell me. I'm like, what are you guys into? Like, what are you guys?
You'll just see pictures of us, and you'll see a couple videos, and because he likes to watch.
Okay.
Liked, I should say.
Okay. I mean, were you guys into like any type like of like BDSM or anything like that type of stuff?
No, but you'll find out in the top floor of my room.
Like what type of stuff?
Toys and stuff.
Okay.
This is a 3rd grade teacher. This is a 3rd grade teacher. Wow. Okay. Wow. Gross. Not saying that 3rd grade teachers shouldn't have normal lives, right? It's just so weird to hear somebody who works with kids all day say, hey, you're gonna see some videos and some pictures of me and my husband. Is that cool? Hope that's cool. No, that's not cool. Ew.
You know what I'm talking about with like BDSM
Yes.
and all that stuff. You guys didn't like to tie each other up or hurt each other or anything like that. That wasn't your thing, your guys' thing, his thing, or your thing.
It wasn't his thing.
Okay, your thing.
Years and years and years and years and years and years and years, even years ago.
A similar discussion comes up in Tyler's interview.
He's complained about her sexual habits.
Is it too much for him?
Yeah, because sometimes my mom's been, since she's been 17, she's had kids. You know what I mean? So she's been in control of everything. So she likes to be the one being controlled, and he's like, no, you know? So.
Why does he know that? Why do you know that about your mother, you little weirdo? Ew. Ew. That is so gross. Like, my family was pretty close before my mom passed. I didn't even know that stuff. I knew a lot more than I should, but I didn't know that, thank God. Ooh. Ugh. Disgusting.
He's talked to me about that, but.
Anything crazy?
No.
Where like they hurt each other or anything like that?
No. I wouldn't think that they hurt each other's sexually. Like, I know they get tied up.
You stuttered a little bit about it, so I was like, I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, no. But not anything different than a normal BDSM type of person, you know?
The detective with Heather then tries to understand her temperament.
Well, when you get pissed, do you just yell at him or do you just get physical?
I'm not a physical person.
Okay.
I am not a physical person.
It's never gotten physical between you and your husband?
Nope.
That you can remember?
It's never gotten physical between us.
What about with you and Tyler? Anything ever gotten physical?
Oh, Tyler and I?
Uh-huh.
We're two peas in a pod.
Uh-huh. So what does that mean? You mean it hasn't, you've never gotten in a fight with Tyler at all, or?
Oh, when he was younger.
Uh-huh. What about since he's moved back with you?
No.
No?
I mean, we have argued a few times because, you know, he'll wake up and he'll be in a bad mood or whatever, and then he'll take it out on everybody, and I'm like, I won't even have my coffee yet. I'll tell him to just shut up.
Yeah. Have you ever punched him?
No.
Did you ever hit you or anything like that?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
Recently, as a 30-year-old? Yeah?
So what we're getting at is that this woman is aggressive with her husband who's a drunk. She likes to be in control unless it's in the bedroom. And her son, who has a traumatic brain injury, she hits She's hit her son with a brain injury. This is good stuff we're learning. Because this woman has some kind of rage inside of her. And it's very clear. And she thinks she's hiding it, but she's not. It's oozing out. This is disturbing.
She's pretty feisty woman for her small height, huh? Wow.
Let's just say when I was a kid and they were like, I would get in trouble in school. Who are you calling, your dad or your mom? Call my dad. Every single time.
Usually it's the other way around. Let me call my mom.
Yeah, because the other day we got, because Robert would be like, you know, we're going to do this as a family. And then it wouldn't happen. And I'd be like, come on, bro, don't be telling my son you're going to do something with him and not do it. And then my mom got mad at me and I was like, well, you guys stopped the whole world to go to his mom's house, but you guys can't take an hour to hang out with my son. And she got mad and then, like, she hit me.
How? Well, I'm close fist.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was this?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It seems Tyler has a lot on his mind, and this conversation triggers him to share some of his thoughts.
Why not? Okay. This is what got me hella confused. Okay? If I was you, I'd be like, what the, you know? How would you clean him up? Why the would you do that? You know? Just leave everything there.
Tyler, I have the same question. Why would you clean it up? Or worse, why did the police let you walk all over the dead body? Why? Why were these things that were happening?
There. You know, leave it how it is. I mean, that's one thing I think is kind of little, That's what I think is
Maybe a little sketched out on your mom right now? It is a stay between us. I mean, just be honest. No.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think he stabbed himself. I think that's, you know. But honestly, I don't know what happened because they were both pretty drunk last night. Because I know when my mom gets really drunk, she's like, "I love you, son. Oh, I love you so much." And I'm like,
the eyes come out.
I'm like, all right, Mom, you're feeling it. You're feeling it.
Earlier, Heather had claimed that both she and Robert only had one drink, yet Tyler's interview has once again contradicted her.
Did you have more than that to drink?
Yeah.
How much? So be honest with me, how much did you guys have to drink that night?
I don't know how much he had to drink. I had 2 drinks.
Okay, 2 drinks. You mentioned earlier was gin and ginger ale.
Gin and ginger ale, yeah.
Is that what you had before too?
Yeah.
What does he like to drink?
Well, he'll drink it like this and then she's soda.
So you guys been together pretty much over about a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell when he's been drinking?
Oh yeah.
You know, when he's drunk or hit that kind of that threshold? Was he at that threshold last night? Was he drunk?
Yeah.
Okay. How come you didn't tell me this before?
It's not something I'm proud of.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having drinks and getting a little silly, you know, every once in a while, getting drunk every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless it's a problem. Is this a problem?
No.
Okay.
And that is a lie, because literally everyone else in this man's life, his ex-wife, his sister, your own son, and your text messages all say that this man is a drunk. He's drunk.
This isn't. Do you guys drink heavily on a regular basis or just on an occasional basis?
Occasional.
And last night was one of those occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you talk about your mom, you paint her out to be like this very sweet, loving person who's just like right now is a good example where you're like, listen, son, you know, press for cash, we got to make it last. Can you do 3 days? But then I guess if you catch her at a bad time, she's just like flips the script just like that. Is that how it really is, or?
Yeah.
While the interviews have been taking place, a key piece of information was uncovered, and the detective now decides to show his hand.
So, there's something I haven't told you. Okay, I'm going to tell you now. But we spoke to some of your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
They actually heard yelling. They heard a male and a female's voice yelling from your house early in the morning. How do you explain that?
I don't remember yelling.
Okay, but you all said that you never argue.
We don't argue.
Okay, so who was yelling last night?
I don't know.
Because if Tyler and Lizzie went to bed at 8:30, 9:30
But if we were
o'clock,
yelling, they would have heard it. Tyler and Lizzie would have heard it.
Tyler says he sleeps like the dead when he's in there.
And Lizzie would have heard it. If we were yelling, they would have heard it.
Heather is right, and for once, Tyler doesn't dispute her claim.
I didn't hear anything. I was asleep.
Investigators were able to contact the neighbor who shared exactly what they'd heard.
Well, I'm not too entirely sure. It was like, I think around 4 or 3 maybe, early in the morning at some time. I didn't look at the clock or anything, but I heard yelling. Oh, it didn't sound like a violent yelling. It just seemed like it was yelling like someone enjoying the time or something like that.
Do you know, did it sound like a male's voice or a female's voice or both on the yelling?
Probably both.
While it's clear many elements of this case aren't adding up, Tyler's questioning comes to an end, and he's joined by Elizabeth. Whether or not Tyler is aware that he's still being recorded is unclear, but he soon makes some of his most interesting statements.
I guess there, my mom said that she felt guilty. Violent? Mom, what do you mean by violent? Has she assaulted you? I don't know. So you're lying to me. And then I was like, well, honestly, like 2 weeks ago, he did. He was like, all right, what was it about? And I was like, well, I was getting frustrated about, like, they say, oh, we're going to spend time with the kids and all this, and it never happened. So I told her, you guys are lying to my kids. And then she started hitting me, and he was like, all right, I guess the neighbors. Last night I heard yelling at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So now, and then niggas all like, let's go outside. It's all right.
Okay, did you?
He pulled over there and he's like, I'm gonna kill her right now. Did you stab him? No. I was in the room all night.
Yeah. Well, they asked me. Well, they asked me if you had gone out in the middle of the night, and it was going to be took his meds. He was asleep. I had to wake him up to drug baby.
Maybe he's like, why does she feel guilty? Why? So here's another question I have to ask you. Who cleaned up the body? I was like, my mom said she cleaned him up. Like, why would she do that? You know?
This detail hasn't escaped the attention of detectives either.
I guess I'm a little concerned with the part where you cleaned him up. If you didn't have anything to do with his injuries, why are you cleaning him up?
I don't think it makes any sense because she's lying. She's lying. And what's even crazier is they're like, hey, the yelling I heard was like people being jovial. So they were having a good time. So what happened between we're having a good time, we're sauced, we're chatting it up, we're having a great time, to somebody with several stab wounds in their chest? Guess we're gonna find out.
I wanted to look at them. I wanted to see them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. And so when you clean them up, you, according to your statement, you didn't think they were that bad, but there was still blood coming out of them.
Just like a little. It wasn't like blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys saw the bed. There's not a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Heather has admitted that she looked closely at Robert's wounds while cleaning him. And it was while taking a closer look at Robert's injuries that the first officers on the scene realized something was wrong.
Damn it.
Got the puncture. Got the puncture. Got the puncture.
Oh, man.
Who would stab themselves 3 times, though? That's what's got me. Like, what the?
So, Dan, I'm talking to Dan.
You know? Mm-hmm. Honestly, dude, in my ball sack. You know?
between Robert and Ellen Ray Greenberg, I don't think people stab themselves. Ellen is a different story. Oh my God. They said that Ellen stabbed herself in the back of the head, in the back of the neck, like 20 plus times like this, which is just psychotic. They were like, yeah, suicide. So if they ruled this as suicide, I wouldn't be surprised. Because cops are stupid. They make stupid mistakes.
Over here. She's acting really weird about it too. Why would you say you feel guilty, dude? If you didn't do anything, you shouldn't even have that feeling, because nothing's adding up. It's like weird to me.
I do want to say that some people will feel guilty if they didn't notice. Like if somebody were to hurt themselves and you didn't notice that they were struggling, you would feel guilty about that. So that would make sense in the context of him hurting himself, that she felt guilty. But the thing is she's also internalizing the fact that she did this. So it's not just that she feels guilty, it's that she knows she had a hand in it. She is complicit in this. That adds to it.
Exactly.
Honestly, I just want to know. I want to know what happened to him.
I do too.
I think you do know. Honestly, I think you know what
I
happened.
didn't do this.
And if you do know what happened, let's just hear me out. I think you know what happened, and
I didn't do this. Methinks thou doth protest too much.
I did not do this. I did not see this happen. I did not do this. I'm not a bad person. I'm not.
Yeah, you really don't want to be the bad guy, but you are. You did this. I know you did it. You know you did it. Robert knows you did it. Your son thinks you did it. And he has a traumatic brain injury. He's able to put 2 and 2 together. Do you think people with normal functioning brains wouldn't? Not to say that her son's brain doesn't function normally, but when you have a TBI, occasionally going through like a sequence of events can be difficult. Like, brain injuries are no joke.
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
He's 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
How would I be able to hurt him like that?
I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. Everything I've seen, it's from what I'm seeing, I don't think this is self-inflicted.
You think I did this?
I have not. I haven't come out and said that to you.
Okay.
But if he didn't do it to himself, somebody did.
I'm gonna come out and say it. I think she 1,000,000% did it. I do. I've thought that since the beginning. None of this made any sense. And then just trampling all over the crime scene. Like, you were trying to set up plausible deniability. Don't fucking play with me.
And there's not very many people in that house that
Right.
would be capable of doing this.
Right.
Or would have reason to.
Right.
Okay? So that's what I'm trying to understand.
If I was a cop, I'd be right, bro. I'm sorry, dude, but I'm gonna have to take you to jail to figure all this out. You know?
Heather's questioning soon comes to an end, but before she's reunited with Tyler, the two exchange text messages. Tyler asks, "Mama, did you do anything?" Heather replies, "I didn't," and "Tyler, do you really think this is something I would do?" Tyler answers, "I don't think so, but I'm not the detective," resulting in Heather's reply, "I didn't do this, Tyler." Heather's phone would eventually prove to be a turning point in this distressing case. Heather, Tyler, and Elizabeth were released from the police station but not allowed to return home until the investigators finished their search.
Yeah, so there's, just some really, really odd circumstances and information.
She's saying it's suicide, yet she stabbed herself, and it's just nothing's adding up. I don't know.
Well, my big thing, okay, if he did, then the knife would still be in there. Why is it in here?
Yeah.
My thing is too is, why are you gonna choose a steak knife when you have so many options for knives right in your room? I mean, this right here would be just as good as any steak knife.
She went to get him pie. And then she looked up and she was like, "Pie or death? Pie and death. Death." And then she grabbed it because she was getting pie. Seems pretty simple to me.
Yeah. This guy right here.
Like a samurai sword? Oh, that's like a Spartan sword.
Gun is in here, which is right up on top of there.
That's what she said. So this is my thing too, is right, if you're gonna commit suicide.
Okay, remember earlier when I was talking about they come in with booties so that they don't contaminate the scene? Look at that. Booties. They both got them on. I bet you that this guy whose camera's on also has them on. This is so you don't transfer particulates from outside or from wherever you've been in your shoes into the crime scene. It's kind of null and void now since the cops trampled all over it in their outside shoes, not even concerned. But this is what I mean. You have to preserve any particulates. Anything in that floor could be anything. Like if she didn't use that knife and she had gone and gotten rid of that knife, then this, and then she came back in and walked through the scene, that would have been something that they could find because they find the particulates on the floor. Those are very important things.
Why not use that?
Yeah. Why don't you use a firearm instead of a...
After. Or firearm or pills.
Mm-hmm.
And he had options for both.
There's tons of knives in here.
I don't get a real medieval feel from him.
I don't know. I mean,
There's a sword back here.
Yeah, but like...
It's pretty pointy. I took that thing out. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to say this now, since everybody's recording. If you ever find me with multiple stab wounds in my chest, I didn't do it myself.
What?
Yeah, no shit. People usually don't stab themselves repeatedly.
And I don't know. This is just weird.
It's too weird. There's something not right.
Once the search was concluded, an officer called Heather to inform her that she could return home.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I can't, like I said, I can't give you any advice at this point, ma'am.
Right. Okay. Do I just wait? Do I just wait?
As far as what do you mean? Wait for what?
To hear from you guys? Do I?
Yes. I mean, you'll hear from us. OMI will probably get a hold of you eventually too, concerning making arrangements for the body. But that's about it from here out, ma'am.
While the officer may not have known it at the time, this wouldn't be it for the case.
So tomorrow I need to look into an attorney.
That's up to you. That's, like I said, that's completely up to you. I can't make any.
I know you can't.
Recommendations.
I just, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Following this call, Heather was allowed to return home, and for years there were no developments in Robert's case. That is, until April 1st, 2025.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? How was there no developments? How did you not figure this out? Are you kidding? So you're telling me that this murderer went on like as a teacher, like a third grade teacher? Oh my God. Oh my God. I got married 18 days after this. So you're this year? I'm upset.
Almost 5 years after Robert's death, officers find themselves waiting outside the school where Heather works.
So I'm going to grab your stuff from you, okay? You have an arrest.
Put your hands behind your back, Heather.
Oh my God.
What do I have a warrant for?
For homicide.
She looks so different. Oh my God. She does not look like the frail elderly lady that was sitting there going, I didn't do it, I didn't do it.
You have the right to remain silent. Any statements made by you may be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney. It's not a board attorney. One will be appointed to represent you free of charge. You have a right to consult an attorney.
Can I call my mom real quick?
Yeah, hold on. You have the right to consult an attorney before any questions are asked.
Yeah. I have no idea what this is.
Once again, Heather's phone revealed more than she'd been willing to share. Despite her claim that the couple never fought, video footage was found from November 23, 2020, 6 days before Robert's death. Heather had been recording an argument between her and Robert over Robert's ex-wife, where he can be heard saying, "You, and you just want to be mean and stupid."
You guys really had to arrest me right in front of the kids I work with.
Well,
come on.
We waited until the school got out,
No, but I still have kids in the cafeteria.
Okay, would you like to stand on the other side of this car?
So they got in a fight.
Before Robert's death, Heather had been recording an argument between her and Robert over Robert's ex-wife, where he can be heard saying, "You, and you just want to be mean and stupid."
So they got into a fight about the ex-wife who he hadn't contacted in a year? Okay. I don't understand how that culminated in him dying 6 days later. That makes no sense.
You guys really had to arrest me right in front of the kids I work with.
Well,
come on.
We waited until the school got out,
No, but I still have kids in the cafeteria.
Okay, would you like to stand on the other side of this car?
Despite being arrested, Heather manages to keep up a friendly attitude while waiting to be transported.
Could somebody say the glasses up a little bit? Thanks.
That's good.
So just animals in your house?
Yes.
That's it?
Oh,
Okay.
I have to pee. Of course I do.
Her humor doesn't last for too long, however, once she's placed in the back of a police vehicle.
Please don't let them plaster my face on Facebook, please. You know what I mean?
No, unfortunately, I know exactly what you mean. And I wish they would stop doing that. I really,
Well,
really do.
mine is because of my profession, you know? That's why I couldn't believe they grabbed me right here in front of my job.
In her interview, Sonia also shared some reasons why it may have taken so long for there to be any developments in Robert's case.
We have a single lab in the state of New Mexico to process evidence, and so everything they did was on a slow scale. It took months for things to be processed. It just kind of got put on the back burner, I guess.
Other than this, how's your night going?
Fine. It was good. It was actually great. I have the best job. I live my best life.
Robert's cause of death was ruled to be 3 stab wounds to the chest, but the manner of death was undetermined. The pathologist listed that he had minor blunt force injuries on his head and neck, including an abrasion and underlying hemorrhage on his forehead, an abraded contusion on his abdomen, and a few contusions and abrasions on his arms. His post-mortem blood alcohol level was 0.084, which is the blood alcohol limit for driving in New Mexico. The steak knife was also tested, but no blood was found. However, Robert's DNA was present on the blade.
So, Ms. Fernandez, you've been advised of your rights.
Correct.
Do you know why you're here?
Just no.
Okay. So the last time you and I talked was back in 2020. This has to do with your husband,
Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
Okay. So we've completed our investigation. It took some time because we had a lot to process. But our investigation, from what we have, we know what happened. Okay. And this is your opportunity to tell us the truth about what happened, okay? Because what you told me last time, none of the evidence that we processed matches with what you're telling us. So I know what happened to Robert. I just don't know why it happened to him. This is your time to tell me why.
I'm gonna need an attorney.
Okay. All right. We'll get you up to the jail then.
Can I please use my phone real quick to call my boss and my mom?
Yeah, let me find out. Let me make sure that we're gonna be able to do that. Give me a minute.
You know-
I'll be right back. Just hang out.
The autopsy also revealed that the 2 stab wounds to Robert's right chest entered the chest cavity and punctured his right lung, resulting in a collection of air around the lung. He also
Yeah, no, that'll do it. That right there will do it.
had 1 stab wound on his left chest, which punctured his left lung and lacerated the coronary artery of his heart. This injury resulted in approximately 3 liters of blood collecting in his chest cavity and explains the lack of blood found at the scene.
Yeah. So it all gathered inside of him. Probably from position. Because if the wounds were like press closed or something, there's a pleural cavity where there's room around the lungs so they can expand and everything. That cavity is what filled with blood. Oh, that must have been painful. It's like, because he was probably still trying to breathe, and you can imagine it, the blood filling the cavity, slowly compressing his lungs until they couldn't fill with air anymore, especially the one that was punctured. That's awful. That's an awful way to go.
Both of the wounds to his chest resulted in collapsed lungs. According to police documents, it would be almost impossible for Robert to have injured himself to the point of puncturing both lungs and severing a coronary artery, and then proceed to eat pie with Heather.
Yeah, no. No. He would have had to have been like laying down. And even then, you're not eating pie with a severed coronary. That's just not happening.
As well, the pathologist stated that it wasn't likely for his death to occur over hours, and estimated that it was more likely to have been within minutes to hours. As well, according to police documents, when Heather initially called 911, she told the dispatcher that, quote, he got mad, though she never explained this statement further.
Okay, you ready?
Not really.
Well, ready to get out of here at least?
You know what I would be pissed about? Because of their incompetence, for 5 years this woman was teaching children. If I found out that my child's teacher had murdered her husband and it took you 5 years to figure it out, I would be pissed to no end. I would be raving mad. Like, I would be at the police station going, how did it take you this long? Are you people stupid? Like, you had her phone. You didn't take a dump. You didn't dump the phones and then look through them to find this video 5 years ago? How was the steak knife not being put back the biggest thing? How did you... I have so many questions, but the fact that it took 5 years for you to figure it out is crazy. Is crazy.
Bye.
Heather was charged with second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. After her arrest, she was released on a personal recognizance bond while awaiting trial. At the time of this video, there's been no conviction or sentencing in this case. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details on our Patreon channel.
Yeah, go join their Patreon. They're really cool. I love Ewu. They have so many. They've got Ewu body cam and story times and everything. They're great. Whew, that was a lot. What? Sorry, I just noticed that. But yeah.